Crafty Crandall here. Today I have my good friend Catherine and we are going to film a video wherein my best friend buys my art supplies. And then I will try to use them to make some art for you. So hopefully you guys enjoy. We will try to film a bit of the art tool selection process and then we will jump into the artwork. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, mission accomplished. I am very excited to use all of these supplies that Catherine has managed to attain for us, and I will go through a full haul when we get home. Okay, so as you saw in our shopping clips, Catherine decided to get us a tie-dye kit so that we could tie-dye some shirts. Going into the whole store selection process, I gave Catherine no direction other than that she had a $50 limit, and if we went over or under it by a little bit, that was fine. And so she surprised me completely by going way out in left field. I thought that we would be getting like colored pencils or acrylic paint or something, but no, we went with tie-dye. So this is something that is completely new to me. Here you see me picking out some patterns that I think I might want to do at this point, though I hadn't really, decided on one yet. And so in the process of laying out our supplies, we went outside for this, so we got to enjoy the outdoors while we were tie-dyeing. We opened up the package and realized that the guide on the within the package actually had additional suggestions for tie-dye shirts. Also, Catherine was able to look some up online, and so she ended up going with some of the online ones. I kind of stuck to the ones in the pamphlet since that's what came with the art supplies that we had. So that was kind of my process for choosing a design to do on my shirt, and then it was really just up to, a color selection, which was also quite fun to do. We had all of my favorite colors, purple, green, and blue, to choose from, and so naturally I went with the purple and tried to augment it with blue.
Damp shirt out flat on a plastic drop cloth.
Damp shirt?
When you already have gotten it.
It was at this point that I realized that I was supposed to have wet the shirt first, and so I did so, and you can see that unfortunately I got a bit of blue speckle on the shirt itself, but it didn't end up mattering because I was able to kind of work past that in doing my ombre design as I was using blue as part of it. Well, that's the first one.
Fully saturate.
I know. But I don't want to waste it all. That's a lot.
You have a whole nother packet.
It's a little tough to fully saturate, I guess. I started by simply adding the darkest purple dye to the bottom of the shirt, and then plan on going back in with the blue on top of it. Now, if you were to do this, I would actually recommend probably mixing the two in advance and maybe just dipping the whole bottom of the shirt into a container with it, because admittedly this didn't work great with the little spray bottles that they gave us, unfortunately. The next step said to add some water once you've already laid out your dye and just start brushing up in the direction of the plain white so that you can create your ombre effect. I would say that this worked fairly well. It just took some persistence and time to really get the dye to move as far up or as high as I wanted it to, because it was more stubborn than the watercolors that I am used to using, to be honest. It was a fun experience, and I really enjoyed trying this different painting medium, if you will. It was just fun to kind of hang out with Catherine and get to experience a new art or hobby, crafty hobby. Let's go with crafty hobby. Oh my god.
What did you do? What did you do? Is the back?
Yeah.
Nice. I guess the back does get to be pretty.
This is the back of the shirt.
Well,
I guess we need to turn it over.
well, first finish it so you get it
I
out.
think it's finished. Don't you think that's
Sure, it's finished.
I think it's finished. Now let's turn it over.
Actually,
Yeah, I did. It's saturated. Except I actually kind of like how that looks.
I do too. I think that kind of looks like it looks more ombre.
Like tie-dye, yeah. Wow. Alright, then. Oh, no! Once I realized that the shirt that I was painting was backwards and I turned it around and attempted to fix it, I think that the whole process went a lot smoother. The back of the shirt, to be honest, in my opinion, looked better. I wish, now looking at the footage, that I had gone back and added some more of that lighter purple shade to like the middle of the shirt. I think that would have made it look a little bit better and less splotchy. However, overall, for my first time doing it, I don't think that it turned out that bad. I tried to use a watercolor splatter effect wherein you splatter water on your painting and it creates blooms. This did not work. Blooms did not happen on this. I don't know if it's because the dye is not water based. Well, obviously the dye is water based. We put water in it, but it didn't create blooms like watercolor does. The cotton probably just absorbed it before it could do something like that. I don't really know. If someone could explain it to me, I'd love that. Then Catherine went on to make her shirt. So she chose a much more complicated design that relied on the specific rolling and folding of the shirt. She had to roll it up in a specific way, choosing like where she wanted the pattern to essentially emanate from, and it would do so on both sides because she folded it in half. So she followed a tutorial that she had found online, and she rolled the shirt up in this manner and then used 4 or 5, I'm not really sure how many, rubber bands to hold it all together, kind of in like a donut type shape. So once she was finished rolling it, she was then able to rubber band it together and then apply the dye. So the dye for this pattern ended up having to be applied one color on the top and then one color on the bottom, and it was meant to make kind of a more loose loose tie-dye effect. I have watercolor on the brain because that's just typically what I do for artwork. So this was completely out of the box and very fun. It was just a different experiment in the artistic realm, and I highly recommend, if you're looking for something fun to do, that you give this a try. I will try to link the tie-dye kit that we purchased from the Hobby Lobby down below in the description. I would also like to really quickly note that I know that there's a lot of controversy surrounding Hobby Lobby, and I had a gift card, so I wasn't going to not use a gift card that I was given by one of my family members just because of the controversy surrounding Hobby Lobby. It was their hard-earned money that they chose to give me, and they chose to give it to me in the form of a Hobby Lobby gift card, so I used it to make this video, and I am really grateful for it and glad that I did. So if you're going to leave a comment, please don't make it about the Hobby Lobby. Thank you. Moving back into the watercolor, my gosh, Sabrina, it's tie-dye. Moving back into the tie-dye, you can see here the finished shirts, which we let sit for a full 24 hours in their saran wraps. Alright, so it is now the next day, and I am going to rinse these guys out. So I've got all of the shirts over here, and I'm going to wash them one by one in the sink just to rinse out all of the color. Not all of the color, but all of the excess color. And then the instructions say to then wash and dry each item of clothing separately, which I don't know if I'm going to do it like that or not, but at least right now I'm going to rinse them and maybe let them dry. So let's get into that. Okay, so before I rinse it, I just want to show the shirt. So this one was the ombre shirt that I was trying for, and honestly, I think that turned out really cool pre-rinse. Let's see how it turns out after I rinse it. Okay, now this is Catherine's shirt. I think this turned out absolutely amazing and is exactly like how she wanted it. So super fun. Love the pattern. Very impressed. There's the back. I'll try to get better shots of what they look like after they've been rinsed, but just to give you a little sneak peek, there they are. All right, so here we have them, the final shirts, mine and Catherine's. Personally, I know that Catherine's patience and just willingness to see things through to the end made hers a way better design than mine. She is just a much more patient person and just generally, like, I don't know, better at this sort of thing. But it was still so much fun and such a great experience to get to do this with my best friend. It was a fun activity for us to do on a weekend when I was visiting her, and I am overall really pleased with the results. I will try to film my next video actually wearing the shirt so that you'll get to see it on my person, and hopefully I can do other collaborations like this in the future. Let me know if you liked this video by hitting the like button if you liked it. Consider subscribing to my channel as I post new art and book related content every single week. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.